I wanted to preach a much more encouraging sermon than what I have right here laid out before me, but the last week and a half in this country has been a very challenging time. I've been facing some of the most immense challenges overseas, but I've been so burdened for what's been happening in this country. And just to kind of recap over some things that have happened over the last week and a half, there was a school shooting in Minneapolis where the gunman wrote down on the assault rifle things like "for the children" and "where is your God?" You know, so many times we talk about spiritual warfare and we say things like demonic possession. That's something that you only see in Africa, but right here, I don't think there's a more visual, apparent reality of something demonic than that right there. On top of that, we had a stabbing in the city of Charlotte, and these are not just political things that we talk about. A young woman was stabbed and killed, and I think the most horrific thing about that was not that the woman died, but the fact that so many people stood around and watched as she died, seemingly apathetic to the woman's suffering. Of course, there was a political assassination by a young man named Charlie Kirk out in the city of Utah. A man was killed with millions watching the video online. So many of our children have watched videos of a man, blood gushing out of his neck. An assassination took place. And on top of all of that, it's almost like it didn't even make the news. There was a mass shooting at another school in Colorado. So many things happening that are just so demonic and so evil all over the course of 1 week. Pastor Ibrahim and I, we gathered in this place last night and we began to pray. And I began to pray for the country, and it almost just felt like you're kind of watching one of those videos of a youth camp where there's people playing tug of war, and you can see that one team is taking those steps. You can tell that they're just about to lose, that they're just about to fall apart, and that's almost what it feels like in this country. It's like we're watching the train go off the rails, and it's just like, can anything be done? Felt like the Lord led me last night in our prayers to Psalm chapter 73, where it says, "My foot almost slipped." He doesn't say my foot did slip. He said my foot almost slipped. And I believe that that's what right now, what God's wanting to do with churches across this country, that God is going to want to raise it up. I believe that in the midst of all of these challenges, and again, I think with the things you'll hear me say about DR Congo, I've just known that when the crises are at an all-time high, that's when God is wanting to move the most.